Hello and welcome to Volusia Magazine. I'm Amber Osman. In this week's episode, the Marine Science Center has a record number of visitors. Fire Rescue welcomes area public safety personnel for a large animal rescue training course. And we have more details on the upcoming Daytona Beach Half Marathon. Later on in the program, Joanne Magley sits down with Volusia County Library Services Director Lucinda Colee. Those segments and more coming right up on Volusia Magazine. I hope you stay tuned. Volusia County's Marine Science Center recently set a new record for visitors. They had their busiest year ever, surpassing more than 100,000 admissions for the first time this past fiscal year, which is September 30th, 2015 to October 1st, 2016. The center opened in 2002 and is considered a hidden treasure by many with its tranquil setting in Ponce Inlet. It has become more well-known, though, establishing itself to be home of one of the nation's major sea turtle hospitals and the Mary Keller Seabird Rehabilitation Center.
They're all coming to have a chance to enjoy this unique place that's the Marine Science Center, from our sea turtle hospital to our bird hospital to our public programming and aquariums, a chance to see live raptors in our raptor programs. It's a great place to visit.
Since opening in 2002, the Marine Science Center has cared for more than 17,000 sea turtles and more than 1,000 gopher tortoises and freshwater turtles. With veterinary care provided by the University of Florida, the turtle specialists provide x-rays, surgery, and rehabilitation for their precious patients. Their goal is to prepare the marine animals for their eventual return to the sea. Nestled among palms and other native Florida trees, the Seabird Center has rehabilitated more than 14,000 birds since it opened in 2004. The center actually has a bird ICU, conditioning rooms, and flying cages to promote healing and a return to the skies. While seabirds are the most frequent patients, the staff also cares for many birds of prey, including local hawks, owls, and ospreys. Visitors can learn about marine life at the Marine Science Center's exhibit hall, which includes a 5,000-gallon artificial reef aquarium, a cow-nose ray touch pool, anatomical exhibits of a whale and a dolphin, and a nautical gift shop. They also can stroll along a nature trail and climb a bird observation tower overlooking the inlet.
The best deal around. $5 for adults, $4 for seniors, only $2 for the kids. We're the greatest family deal.
Learn more about this environmental learning center at marinesciencecenter.com. From urban areas that typically house small pets to agricultural areas with cows, horses, and other livestock, it's important for first responders to know how to safely rescue small and large animals during an emergency. To safely manage this, it requires specialized technical training. Recently, in a two-day hands-on intensive course at Volusia County's Fire Rescue Training Center, first responders from the Central Florida area participated in training with staff from the University of Florida's College of Veterinary Medicine.
With Volusia County having a lot of rural area and a lot of livestock and things of that nature, we found through a couple of calls that we've been activated to that we found a need for large animal rescue inside the county.
As part of the two-day training, first responders had a chance to use equipment and learn techniques for many different scenarios they could encounter in the field. From correctly using ropes and pulleys to slings and rescue glides, the training provided local response teams with practical training they could draw upon for rescues.
Volusia County Fire Rescue runs a light technical rescue team through the state urban search and rescue system. Our team was initially started out with high angle rope rescue, confined space rescue, trench rescue, and structure collapse. Through that, with the addition of the large animal rescue team, now we have the capability of, if we do have a horse that would be stuck in the mud, stuck in a river, also for a sinkhole or anything of that nature, any of small animals through the equipment that we were able to acquire. We're now able to perform those rescues also.
The training is also used to enhance the capabilities of the 7 state-supported animal rescue teams in Florida. Are you looking for a challenge in 2017? Well, if so, the Daytona Beach Half Marathon is ready for you. The 2017 Daytona Beach Half Marathon, a partnership between Volusia County government and Daytona International Speedway, takes place February 5th and brings a new element for serious runners with the addition of the Speedway Challenge. The challenge offers competitors the option to run the 13.1-mile half marathon or half marathon relay starting at 7:30 a.m. and follow it up with the lap track 5K at 10:30 a.m. Those who complete the challenge will earn a 3rd finisher's medal in addition to the half marathon and 5K medals. And they also earn a full zip sport jacket.
So what we're doing is we're always looking for ways for every year for this race to be even better challenge and be fresh and new. So a couple things we've done. We got a new track figured out. We're now going to go out and go through the neighborhoods on the way down, past Jackie Robinson Ballpark, then over to the International Speedway Bridge, over and back, and then all the way up our ISP.
Regular registration for all of the day's events runs through January 31st. And if you're not a runner but don't want to miss out on the day's exciting events, volunteers are welcome. For more information or to register as a participant or volunteer, you can visit DaytonaBeachHalf.com.
Get ready to start your engines for the Daytona Beach Half Marathon. February 5th, experience the race that takes you to the Speedway Beach and back. Start at the World Center of Racing's flat asphalt track, through beautiful Daytona Beach, over the Halifax River, onto the hard-packed sands of the world's most famous beach, then back to Daytona International Speedway for a checkered flag finish. Register online at DaytonaBeachHalf.com.
Today on Solutions for Your Life, Laura Cash, Volusia County 4-H Extension Agent, presents the Volusia County 4-H Livestock Judging Program.
I'm Laura Cash with Solutions for Your Life. We're in the Volusia County Extension Auditorium, and the youth are practicing livestock judging. There are youth here who've never practiced before, and there are mentoring youth who are helping them prepare. And to give us a sneak peek about what it takes to be a good livestock evaluator is our coach, Lori Smith.
How many people are planning on judging at the county fair contest? I hope all of you. What we're working on today is teaching some of our new livestock team members from ages 8 years old on up. I may have some younger ones here, but typically those are 8 years old, and we will be teaching them what it takes to be a livestock judge. My state champion team and some of the other volunteers who are older will be teaching some of the younger kids some classes.
Do you see its mouth right here? Does that look different than this one?
Livestock judging is a very unique program. We have students from all across the county, and they learn all types of activities and all kinds of information.
To be able to be an effective judge, you have to look at animals in the whole picture and not base it on your bias. They have to fit a certain scenario and a certain set of criteria to be able to be a good production animal.
I've had several students who have been involved in it that actually helped them in their schoolwork.
I came back to 4-H because 4-H was such an inspiration to me as when I was younger. It just taught me so much, and the opportunity to come back and help other kids was really something I wanted to do and just get my foot in the door because my dream is to one day be a collegiate livestock judging coach. So I thought no better way than to come back and help 4-H kids.
In a judging contest, the students will go from several different classes of 4 animals: goats, sheep, cattle, pigs, market animals. They go up to the class, they look at the 4 animals, and they have to decide which is the best, which is the second, third, and fourth. At times they will be asked questions about the classes, what breeds they are, which one is thicker, which one has a stronger top, and then they will be judged on a scorecard, and those scorecards then go into a total contest points, and whoever's the highest points wins the contest. One of the neat things about this livestock program is it is a way to get them into colleges. They can go and get scholarships and attend colleges across the nation.
Being a 4-H'er really influenced me and showed me, I guess you could say, the light as to what I wanted to do in my future. I'm very thankful for 4-H because if it wasn't for 4-H, I wouldn't have pursued an animal science degree at the University of Florida, because it just really opened my eyes to how passionate I am about the livestock and agriculture industries.
They can study anything they want to. Education, they can study agriculture. Of course, it's going to be an advantage if they're in the agriculture program, but several of my kids get animal science degrees, they get teaching degrees, or they just get nursing or a lot of different things that they can go through.
I like judging because I am going into animal sciences, specifically animal nutrition. So knowing what kind of animals that you need to be looking for in the industry helps to be able to better my major, and knowing what nutrition works to better the animal the way it should be.
When I was in 4-H, livestock judging taught me a multitude of life skills, for example, written and oral communication skills. I originally got into livestock judging because I was scared to stand in front of crowds and talk to them, but after doing livestock judging, it really helped me open up and to no longer be scared and to actually communicate in front of big crowds and it not scare me anymore.
Livestock judging takes a lot of dedication and lots and lots of practice outside of just the hour that I spend with them once or twice a month. They have to go and practice online, they have to go to shows, they have to be able to evaluate their own animals, use that information in selecting their animals that they use for projects for across the state.
The Volusia County 4-H Livestock Judging Team attended the North American International Livestock Exposition in Louisville the week of November 13th. While there, they attended many field trips, got to watch lots of judging shows, as well as compete in the national competition, where they placed 26th in the nation. So we're very proud of them. I'm Laura Cash with Solutions for Your Life.
Manatee season is in full swing at Blue Springs State Park. The cooler temperatures bring in hundreds of manatees and thousands of visitors to the park. This week on Volusia Here and Now, we'll join Shelley Safranek as she visits Blue Springs State Park.
Summer, Blue Springs State Park in Orange City is a very popular swimming hole. But from November through March, the spring is closed to swimmers and becomes a winter refuge for our area manatees. They escape the cold winter waters of the St. Johns River for the warm, consistent 72-degree water in the spring.
This park is here to offer a unique view of the manatee. Encourage you to walk down the boardwalk in its entirety and take a peek, and you'll see something uniquely special. The spring itself is about a quarter of a mile as far as the length. So there's a large area for the manatee to be at. So there's not just one viewing area. So that's why we want to encourage you to use the entire boardwalk as opposed to just segments, because you're more apt to see more manatee.
Jerry Garrett, park manager at Blue Spring, says you'll actually find more manatees as it gets cold outside.
Usually, if you follow the weather, it takes a couple of very cold days, again, affecting the water temperature of St. John's, and when it gets in that 68-degree mark, that helps the manatee determine that they want to get out of the cold weather, or cold water rather, and go into the spring, and it gives them a place to relax and rejuvenate and be restored.
Manatees have no natural enemies, and it's believed they can live more than 60 years. But they are an endangered species, and now, more than ever, they need your support. In 2016, there were 520 manatees that died or were killed in Florida, with 33 of those occurring in Volusia County. It also was a record year for manatee deaths attributed to water-inflicted injuries, with 104 manatees dying. 12 of those occurred in Volusia County. That made 2016 the new record year for manatees killed by watercraft in the state. The previous record, 97, was set in 2009. Boaters can get manatee protection tips to avoid manatees by visiting SaveTheManatee.org. Manatee Watch, a local volunteer group, helps the county track where manatees are located or traveling within the county. Volunteers are trained to record manatee information such as behavior, condition, and location. There are a number of ways to support manatees, from buying specialty license plates and even adopting a real manatee. Donations help to fund research and education. If you can't make it to Blue Springs State Park to see the manatees in person, you can get an up-close look at these gentle giants by visiting SaveTheManatee.org. For more information about Manatee Watch, which is part of the county's Environmental Management Division, call 386-736-5927 or visit VolusiaManatees.org. And to find out more about Blue Springs State Park, visit FloridaStateParks.org. For Volusia Here and Now, I'm Shelley Safranek.
And now it's time to join the Director of Community Information, Joanne Magley, and her guest, Director of Library Services, Lucinda Colee.
Volusia County Public Library System will celebrate the American classic, The Great Gatsby, during a series of programs that run through February 21st. So joining us today in our updated studio is Lucinda Colee, Director of Volusia County Library Services. Hi, Lucinda.
Hi, Joanne.
Thanks for being here. So these programs are a result of a grant that the library received, and tell us a little bit about the grant. It's from the National Endowment of the Arts, correct?
Yes, it is, and it's a competitive grant, and Volusia County Libraries were one of 77 nonprofit organizations in the country that received a grant this year. We were awarded $15,000, and County Council approved a match of $15,000. So we have approximately $30,000 that is being utilized to plan and present programs throughout Volusia County, all centered around The Great Gatsby.
And give us a little insight on the choosing of The Great Gatsby.
Sure. The Big Read program has a list of books that you can select from prior to writing your grant. So your grant is written based on the book that you've selected. Okay. And we solicited suggestions from our staff, as well as we have a citizen group that we've worked with now for the second year. And so we decided to select The Great Gatsby.
So you have about 90 programs in your Big Read program. Give us a little overview of how people can get involved to really get into this book.
Sure. You know, we have book discussion groups based solely on The Great Gatsby, and I think there are about 17 discussions that are planned throughout Volusia County, some in libraries, some in, I know there's one in a wine shop and some other places, community centers. So if you truly want to just discuss The Great Gatsby, book discussion group. We also have a couple of guest speakers coming in who are F. Scott Fitzgerald experts, and they will be speaking at a couple of different locations. Maybe you haven't read the book, aren't necessarily interested in reading the book, but you want to watch one of the films, either one of the Great Gatsby films, or we're showing some films from the 1920s. So those will be in the libraries also. Karen Polson, our activity support manager, has written an original play called On the Radiola, based in the 1920s, and we'll be showing that at a couple of different locations, including the Museum of Arts and Sciences.
Oh, that sounds like a lot of fun. Mm-hmm. So what is the goal for the Big Read program?
Well, it's really to, it's a community read. You know, we want to get as many people reading this American classic as we can, but it's also just to sort of put a spotlight on an American classic, on a title, and just remind people of the great literature that's out there to read.
Yeah, and I think, you know, with all the variety of programs that you had, whether you read a lot of books or whether you don't really get the opportunity to read a lot because of your schedule or whatever, this really gives you an opportunity to get involved at really whatever level you feel comfortable.
Absolutely. There are a couple of music programs, and also we have an art display by local artists based on their interpretation of The Great Gatsby that's in the Volusia County Administration Rotunda right now.
All right, and all the information on the Big Read can be found on the website as well as information in all the public libraries.
Correct, yeah. Certainly if you go to volusia.org, which will direct you to volusialibrary.org, we have set aside specific information just on our Big Read program.
All right, so now I want to talk to you about a program you're working on for the Children's Library at City Island in Daytona Beach. First, tell us the current state of the Children's Library and tell us what you have planned.
Well, the library in Daytona is it's on City Island, as you mentioned, but we had an opportunity to work with the City of Daytona Beach. They're going to fence an area outside our children's area, and then we are going to develop, the county approved developing we're calling it a play yard, and there will be some playground equipment, and there will be some picnic tables, pavilions, that type of thing. But really, it's a wide open space for children and their families or guardians to visit the library and go out into the play yard. And what's going to be very unique, I think, about it is that it's really for children, and they will enter and exit the play yard through the children's room, and it will be for those children and adults who are only accompanying children. And at this particular location, we do have a lot of supervised visitation, and we have school tours that come there, and right now there really isn't a place for them to maybe have their lunch afterwards, so they use our auditorium. Well, they'll be able to go out into the play yard and spend some time outside.
That sounds great. So what is your time frame for all of this?
Well, we're still in the kind of the planning stages. County Council just approved it, so we're moving forward with our plans, and I know the city's moving forward and has approved the fencing. So really, once that fence is in place, then we will certainly be ready to start filling in the play yard.
All right, and we'll keep the public updated on that. So let's talk about other things that are going on countywide with the library system. I know you are going through the process of, I guess, upgrading the way that you shelve books, record books with the RFID system. Talk a little bit about what that means.
Sure. Well, RFID is radio frequency identification tags, and right now we are in the process of putting a tag on every item, physical item in our library collection. We've completed the west side of the county, and we're working our way north on the east side of the county. And once we have tagged all of our items, then we are going to introduce self-check stations to the public and a couple of self-check-in stations at 2 locations. So we're very excited about that. It also allows us to truly have an inventory of what's on our shelves quite easily. There are wands available, so you can check the shelves for missing items and so forth. And we'll be able to tell if something goes out without being checked out. Right now, we don't know what's gone out without being checked out. We'll be able to do that with this system. And studies have shown that library users like self-check. They like that it's private. They're the only ones that know what they're checking out. And it's also quick. A lot of our patrons come in, want to grab what they want, and they want to check it out and go out the door. So at the same time, we're going to introduce self-service reservation pickup as well.
So this will help really free up your librarians or your staff to do some other things in the library if they don't have to devote so much time to checking out books?
Absolutely. I like to say we're moving our staff from transactional activities to transformational activities, meaning more time to work with the public, the users, on maybe how to use some of our online databases, which we do now, but this will really let us focus on that. Program planning, we know that we had over 126,000 residents attend library programs last year, so that there's a want for more programming and offerings in the libraries. But really work with people. You know, maybe we get a lot of folks in who are looking for jobs, who are working on their resumes, and really we can help those folks instead of saying, you know, I've got to go check these materials out and so forth.
Right, and our library system is really pretty advanced. You know, if you haven't been to a library recently for whatever reason, or you maybe just go there and get a book and leave, the libraries really are a place to get so much information, not just from, you know, the books that are on the shelves, but as you mentioned, you have a lot of programs that the general public can come in, you know, library card holders can come in and use. You mentioned, you know, job applications, but you also have a lot of other programs that if you don't have a home computer, then it's really a benefit for the citizens.
Yeah, absolutely. You know, we offer public access computers in all of our library branches, as well as a wireless network. So, you know, even if someone doesn't have internet at home, a lot of people have an internet type device, whether that's their cell phone or a tablet computer or a laptop. And so folks bring those in and sit at one of our tables and access the internet using our network. And then we have a lot of folks who are heavy library users, never step foot in a library because they're using our 24/7 branch online through our website, and they're downloading their ebooks, they're downloading music, looking at magazines, really doing all of their library business virtually from their couch or desk at home.
So we only have a little bit of time remaining. In general, library usage just keeps going up, whether that's checking out of materials or like you mentioned with the programs. What do you see on the horizon for this next year?
Well, I think that the challenge for us is providing not only the traditional library services, and then on the flip side, all the new services that folks want, the virtual services. So we're going to continue to constantly evaluate what materials we're buying, what services we're offering, and we really listen to our residents and when they come in and what they're looking for. So we're constantly evolving and planning for library services to meet the needs of Volusia County library users.
All right, and where can people get more information on anything Volusia Libraries?
VolusiaLibrary.org.
All right, well, Lucinda Colee, thank you so much for being here today.
Thank you, Joanne.
Amber, back to you.
Thanks, Joanne, and thank you for watching Volusia Magazine. If you have any questions about the show, you can feel free to give us a call at any of the numbers you see listed here, or you can log on to volusia.org and click on the News tab at the top of the screen to find us. And we hope you won't forget to listen to Volusia Today. That's Volusia County Government's weekly public radio broadcast. Volusia Today airs every Tuesday, Wednesday, and Sunday mornings on the local radio stations you see on your screen. For Volusia Magazine, I'm Amber Osman. Have a wonderful evening.